Okay, I
Yes,
wanted
yes,
to
we can
start
hear you.
recording. All right, all right. So, Dr. Tayo, we'll be giving you like 5 to 10 minutes just to introduce the group, that's the Knowledge and Skill Forum, so that people that are new here can actually know who we are, what we do, and at least why we do what we are doing. Then after that, I can start what we have today. I hope that's fine, sir.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
All right, that's good.
So I want to use this opportunity to welcome everyone to the training. I'm sorry I couldn't join last week. I was tied up somewhere. So this is Knowledge and Skill Forum. The goal is to educate people. We are non-governmental organization, and our major goal is to educate people and to create a mentoring platform for people, to be able to climb up their career ladder. So we have different programs. One of them is the mentorship class, which you are a part of today, on SQL. We also have other trainings that we do regularly throughout the year. But one other aspect that we focus on is that if you're interested in mentoring, like you want to have mentors assigned to you, please reach out to me. You can just put on the chat that you're interested and I'll send you the link. Or if you're already at the top of your career and you think that you want to give back and that you want to be a mentor, everyone, all our facilitators are also part of Mentors of Knowledge and Skill Forum as well. So if you want to be a mentor, that is, we'll assign a mentee to you, you can also reach out to me as well. So thank you very much once again. I think have a nice time during this training. Over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Tayo. And yes, I think I will be taking it off from here. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining today's session. My name is Odeyemi. So I'm co-facilitating this session with Yomi Olatunji. So Yomi was the one that introduced you to this session last week. So I'll be picking up from where he stopped. Then we'll see how far we can go today. So yes, before I start today's session, do we have any questions from last week's session? Do we have any questions that you would like us to tackle before we go into what we have today? So while you're thinking of your question, please, we're using this link today. I'm dropping it on the group. And I know we needed a script for today. I'm thinking how to drop that script. Yes, so I think you can use, we'll be using a GitHub environment to pick up the script. Then, yes, so do you have any question from last week? Or we can just dive into what we have today?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead. So do you have questions? Or
Yes, sir. I have questions, sir.
all right, go ahead, sir.
Regarding last week data, the script, the the script we received last week, I don't know how to insert it to my SQL app.
Okay, you don't know how to insert the script in your SQL environment.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yumi, is there any requirement for them to insert the script, or do you want to handle that?
No, so the script was just for them to be able to populate their database with required data. So I don't know, are you able to run anything from on your SQL workbench?
No,
do you have
that's what I'm asking.
Well, have you installed the SQL workbench and everything that needs to be installed? Hello?
Mansour, have you installed the SQL workbench?
Yes, I have already.
You have it already, but you're
Okay.
not able to work with the script.
Can I just
Yes.
quickly share my screen and
Yes, you can go
show
ahead.
you
You can
how
go ahead,
to?
Yemi.
So your SQL workbench, by default, I mentioned last week that when you open it by default and you after the login, there's actually going to be a login screen that's going to show you where you're supposed to put the root password. The password is your input when you are installing your MySQL. After you've done that, it's going to show like this, but you need to come to the schema tab. So by default, you won't have this screen on your screen. You won't have. Okay. So by default it won't it's with no, so you need to move to the schema tab, and then you need to just double click on the database that you created. So in the email for guiding on how to create it, there's a script that shows you that you just run a script to create this database. I hope you're able to get that. So you just double click on this guy, and then you can paste the script in the window here and run it. So once you run it, you will have some tables that will populated. So if your tables will be created. So which is just when you just refresh, you should see a drop down in front of your table here. If you will see the tables that have been created. So once that's done, you can just delete the script. So you don't need the script any longer. Just continue work, just continue your select query and every other thing you might want to do. Did you get that?
Oh, yes, I get it.
Okay. Yes, that's fine. Yes, thank you for that, Yemi.
Yeah.
And yes, but another thing is funny, we're using another script entirely today because of the use case we want to do. Although we can also do some trainings with the previous data set we used, but I just feel at least we are thinking of beyond this class, you should be able to practice things on yourself. And that's why if you can check the message. So let me share my screen. So at least we all be in sync in the things we are doing today. So if I share my screen now, 1 minute, share screen. All right, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're seeing a black screen, right? All right, good. So first, welcome to today's session. So this is what we are discussing today. So we are looking at basic query and filtering. So that will be our focus today. And under the basic query, we'll be looking at what SQL query is. I know we've been introduced to SQL query last week, but we just shed more light on it. So at least it gives a background to what we're doing today. And then we look at common queries. So we see like some simple queries and see what they're actually being used for. Then after we've seen the common query, we'll be looking at the basic queries, which is where we are starting from today, which is just your select start from, understanding how to select from a table. Then we go to the main task for the day, which is your filtering in SQL. Yes, and if you're on the slide, if you come down here, you will see the SQL platform we're using. So today we're using SQLite Online. So if you click on the link, it will take you to this page. So I can cancel this. So this is your SQLite Online. And one of the reasons why we choose to pick this is that here you can have your environment online like you did last week, and you can also save and you have your script, everything here for you. So you can just click on save here. You can use it to save your file, and you can also come here and save. If you have an existing SQL script, you can open an existing SQL script or DB. You can also open it here, and you can also save. So if you're following, you can just confirm if you've been able to access SQLite Online. So once you're here, you should be able to create an account. So this is my own personal account. So you can create yours. You can create yours. And another thing I would like us to do is to select the link we have on the group. So if you select this link, 1 minute on the chat, if you click on this guy, it takes you to a Git environment. So this is my GitHub space. It should be public. So just come here and download this raw file. Just come here and download. Yes, just download this file. So once you download, it gives you something like this, right? So it gives you something like this. So which is all the tables we'll be using for our learning today. I know you may have walked you through how to install database and create all those things. So now what we are just focusing on here is creating these tables. So and you're not doing much, just highlight all, copy, and go to your SQLite Online environment, select MSQL, that's Microsoft SQL. Then just Control A, Control V. So once you paste it, just click run. Once you run it, it gives you all these tables. Then we can start what we have for today. Yes. Do we have any question? Any question?
Excuse me, please. Sorry.
Go
Quick
ahead.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
please. I'm working on okay, I'm working on a different computer, then I'm working on the other computer.
Okay.
But I can't go through the pain of typing um all the links on my. So what I did is to go to your page on your GitHub page, and then what I'm asking the essence is that please, where is it located? This file that you just made mention now.
So if you come here
From,
to this GitHub,
can,
just click this drop down. Can you see this file?
just walk me through from just
Where are
walk me
you?
through from SQL. So I'm under SQL.
Good.
I've
So
gone
just
to
select W3 school table. Can you see W3 school
oh
tables? Can you see?
table.script. Okay, dot text. It's a text file.
Exactly,
Okay, all
the
right. Okay,
text.
thank you.
Yes. So just select that text and
All right,
select
thank
the
you.
drop down. Yes. So you need is the script that you need. So yes, and you can see I call it W3 schools. And the reason is that everything we'll be learning, if you've not been introduced to W3 schools, I will also be using the opportunity to introduce us to W3 schools, which is my go-to page for learning any of the software skills. So because there is a lot going on and there is a lot you want to learn. So a platform like this is just like an online textbook for you. They didn't pay me for advertisement, but it's good you know it exists. So it will help you in your journey. And maybe if you are a developer, you're working with HTML, CSS, all those things. But you know, our focus today is on SQL. So you can just select SQL tutorials. But that environment works more like my SQL. So if you go to my SQL tutorials, everything we are working on, it's here. So, and you know, we are learning SQL tutorials. So the reason why I've choose to turn all the tables they have within this space to a script is that so that you have an environment on your own and you can try it on your own. So you can be reading on one screen and be trying it in your database. And to confirm that, if you look at all the tables they are having here, you should be having everything under your SQLite environment. So let me cancel this. So you can see categories, customers, employees, other details, other products, shippers, suppliers. And if you come here, those are all the tables that you have. So if we do select star, we're going into query, but we can just copy this on W3 schools, open a separate worksheet, which is where you'll be working on today. If you run this, just copy that and run, it will give you all your results. And you can see all your customers. I hope I can.
Sorry, please, for dragging you back a bit.
No problem. That's fine.
Where do we paste the text? The text.
Yeah. So can you see my screen?
Yes, sure.
Are you on SQLite online?
Sure. Yes.
Have you created an account?
Not yet.
Yes, just create an account. And the reason, although I think you can use it without having an account, but it's just good to. So if you are there, well, let's try it. If you're there, if you can see my screen, if you click on this plus sign, it opens a new query space for you, like a new worksheet, where a blank worksheet for you to write your query. So here, if you can paste it, but make sure you select this MSQL. It's the Microsoft SQL. MSQL by the side. It's not MySQL, but
okay.
Yes, select MSQL. I think that's Microsoft. Yes, MSQL, then paste your script, then click run. So if you can click run, then that works. Is it working now?
Sorry, where is the wrong button? Okay.
At the top of your screen. You can see my mouse. So once you run that, we just needed to install our database. So I can delete this guy. I don't need the script. There's no line to delete it. So once you have it, you can just wipe it off and start whatsoever you're doing today. All right, are we all clear? Any question? Okay, yes. So like, okay.
So you're talking about running our script. Which script are you running? The last one?
Yes. So what I did was to go to W3 schools. Then I just select staff from customer just to test. And I ran this and I have this. But initially I've run a script to create all these my tables.
Yeah,
Do you have that? Do you have all these tables?
No.
Okay, so you need to run the script. You need to come to this environment, download the script. I'm referring to this Git environment. Just select this download. It gives you the file.
In our Gmail? Is it in our Gmail?
No, this GitHub. If you go to the group, can you see on the group? There is a message on the group. Or let me drop it again. Let me drop it again on the group. So I've dropped the link again.
Okay.
Yes, so maybe we'll be dropping every 5 minutes. So that's where you will find the file to what's it called, to download the script from. So once you have the script, then go to download. Make sure you press download here. Somebody say I'm only seeing demo. Where are you seeing? Yes, you're only seeing demo database, which makes sense. It means you are currently here. 1 minute. It means you are currently here. See the table you are seeing. So you need to go to that GitHub environment, download that script. If you can see, so maybe let me copy this guy. So let me also open it on my screen here. So if you can see this script, you need to download it. You understand? Or if you don't have time to download, if you click on it, yes, you can still copy self if you don't want to download. Just select this script you are seeing, Control All, and do Control Copy. And go to your SQLite and do Control V. You will have the script. Then you should be able to run it. If you run it, you will have more than demos. Make sure you are using MSQL. Don't use MariaDB. Don't use PostgreSQL. Although PostgreSQL will work, but do we have it now?
Hello, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Yeah,
Okay,
Hello, sir.
Somola, do you have it? Let me see if I can. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Michael,
Sorry.
your hand is up. Yes,
Yes, sir.
your hand is up. Okay, go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Okay.
sir.
I'm sorry, I'm joining today's meeting with my phone. So I don't know whether the link will be attached to our mail for us to practice, maybe after the class.
Yes, we'll make it available. Yes, all those ones will make it available. And we also put it on the YouTube video. So if you need the data and the script, we'll make sure it's available on the YouTube video too,
Oh,
as part of the comment. So that's fine.
okay, sir.
All
Please,
right,
sorry, can you
go ahead.
walk us through the MS SQL again, how to create an account?
So this one is just SQLite Online. Are you with me? Once you open SQLite Online, I don't know because I've already created an account. Let me see. Let me open Incognito. Let me see what it will show. So you can. So good. Can you see? If you open a new page, SQLite Online, you're opening it for the first time. So just close this. Just say consent. You understand? So this is what you'll be having by default, right? So if you select MSQL, you can click connect. It will ask you, this one is just a test. Just say okay, because you just want to use it to learn. So you can see someone saying, I only have demo. So it makes sense. That's the demo table you are saying, right? But I always recommend that at least you're using the environment. There is nothing stopping you from creating an account, right? So if you come here, you can go to sign in, then you put your username and password, or you create an account, and that's it. So they won't charge you. You're not putting any card details. So it's just a free platform online where you can write your SQL. And the next thing you have to do, just copy, what's it called? The Git environment data set. So if you just come here, once you have the link, just Control All, copy, then paste this, then run it. If you run, then you have all your tables. Then you can start where we're starting today. So I think that's it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, good. So yes, so we've done two things: set up our environment, copy data from Git environment, and paste it on our SQL environment. And also I've introduced us to W3 Schools, where you can always go and learn one or two things about the SQL environment and about all these programming tools. So for your own good, which is very nice. So let's go back to our slides and walk through what we have. So SQL, like Yomi said last week, is just structured query language, and it's a programming language mainly for retrieving retrieving and so it's mainly for retrieval actually, but we can also use it to create database. So we have data query language, data manipulation language. We have data administration language. So when you're doing all this security and the like. So then we have yes, data manipulation. I know it's just 4 languages mainly. So but you use your SQL to manage your database. So that's just the main thing. So that's the language human use to communicate with databases. And what do you use your databases for? Everything we do in the era of AI or tech things, everything in one way or the other, you are communicating with one database or the other. So when you hear things around server or those things, it's at the back end, there is one database receiving your data and storing your data set, because everything about human currently to a large extent is around your data, right? Yes. So, and that's why SQL is one of most requested for tool in any data related role. Yes, I don't want to limit it to, so data related role, mainly they will ask you for data. Even if you want to go into programming, they will ask you for your SQL knowledge, because when you're creating those software, you need to be able to think how they will react or relate or interact with databases. So if you're building a bank app, for example, although the app will be on phone, but how does it interact with the business, the bank's database? So all those things, it require 1 or 2 knowledge of SQL. Yes. And like the name suggests, it's called structured query. So the first X, which is the structure, means there is a pattern. So there is a pattern for writing it. There is a sequence for writing it. So at least that will be seen in the basic steps today. So what is the pattern for writing SQL? So what's the pattern for retrieving information from databases? So that's the first one. That's where the structure is coming from. And query means what? If I say I will query you, so the meaning of that is I will ask you questions which you don't have choice than to answer. You understand? So the same way, that's the way humans, they query databases. So I know I'm storing my information in these databases. So I will query it by requesting for it in order to maybe get an insight into my customer behaviors, into my business performance. You understand? Maybe into anybody's performance within the firm. You understand? At least if you're dealing with things that have to do with numbers, you have to store it in a database. And database can store your information for years. If you don't query it, it will just be there. So that's the cue there. Then the language means that is something that you should understand as a person. The reason why I can communicate with you in English is because it's a language that we all agree to learn and we all agree to understand. So this SQL is a language that all databases agree to learn and they agree to respond to. So that's why it's very important. And I saw in your main slide showing you all the kind of databases. Yes. And yes, so there are basic things that is common to all of them, but also because of different developers, there are some things that are different in them, which are not quite wide. And thanks for all this GPT or this AI platform. If you know how to write SQL on one platform, if you try it on another platform and it's not working, all you just have to do is to copy your script, give it to GPT and say, oh, this is a script written in MySQL. So convert it to Microsoft SQL or convert it to Oracle SQL. Then the guy will do the magic for you and you will see. So that's just the thing. And you can see, they say you can use SQL to perform CRUD action. And CRUD means C for create, R for retrieve, U for update, and D for delete. So CRUD action. Create, retrieve, update, and delete. Yes. So do we have any question around what SQL query is? By now, I know you've heard a lot from me about it last week, so you've even heard more today. So that's just it. So let's see the common queries. And this one, even if this is your first time of writing SQL, this guy is the basic things that you should know about SQL. So I'll be going to my environment to practice this. All the information you have on this left-hand side, they are what you call your tables, right? And you know your tables are nothing but what? A consolidation or a collections of rows and columns. So you have your rows and you have your columns. And your columns you can see in this case now, we are looking at your customer table. So the first thing you do is select star. Star means give me all the columns that exist within that table. Select star from customers. Good. And sometimes you put semicolon just to tell the guy that you are done with your query. So that's the basic syntax. Yes, I think I should make it bigger. Yep. I want it to still be showing my database. So yes, we should be clearer now. Yes. So let's look at this basic syntax and try to understand the component. So this guy works for all databases. Yes, at least for all the ones I've tested. So let me put it that way. But most of the time, it works on the databases. And what are we saying? Select means pick this information, and your star stands for what? All the columns, right? From where? From this table, right? From this table. And that's it. So I'm selecting all the columns from the customer table. So if I run this, yes, it gives me this information that you are seeing below. So I can bring it up because I make it bold. I wish this guy can go away. All right. So yes, that's it. Okay. I think that's fine. Yes, you can see this is my database, 91 records. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. And that's it. So I'm selecting all the columns within my database. And for us to be able to save our script, one thing I would also like to tell us is commenting. So comment a part of your script that you don't want your SQL to touch. You understand? So if I don't want it to touch this guy, I can put \***. It will turn everything to comment, and that's it. So if I want to continue, I need to end it with another \\\, another *\. So any other thing I type now becomes a query. Select from, select star from categories. And whenever it gives you any suggestions, it's better that you can just use your tab key to select that suggestion if it aligns with what you're looking for. So if I do this, I can run this. It will only run this category side. It won't touch what is within this comment space. So this is my comment, right? So, and we use comment in SQL script just to understand what we are doing. So I can come here and say, oh, selecting. So I can say this one is for selecting all records in customers, right? So you will know that this script below is for selecting all records in customers. I can come here and say also, so the dash is a single line comment. So let me put it that way. Dash is a single line comment. So I can just copy this. But the reason why I'm using both is so that at least you will know that they are doing separate things. So if I didn't put those dash space and I put this, if I run it, it will throw error. Can you see error? Because it's telling you, I don't know the keyword near. You understand? I don't know the keyword all. So I need to come here and say this one is a comment dash, and that makes it a comment. So if I run it again, it will ignore line 7. It will ignore from row 1 to row 7. It will ignore everything and only focus on row 8. You understand? So that's how you do that. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to be able to save this file that we've used today and share it with us. So, and like I said, this file, which is what I'm working on, I can come here and save SQL. So can you see, it's just telling me that I saved my script. So MSQL. And I can rename this guy. Let me rename it before the guy save it. I can say SQL class 2. Class 2. Knowledge and skill and NSF SQL class 2. Yes, so I can now save this file now. So this is what I'm sharing with us. So if I go to my download, you can see KSF class 2 SQL. So I'll be sharing it. Yes, so this one is selecting all records. So that's the first one. So what I will always do after running this, since do we have any question around selecting all? Remember, we are dealing with basic query and we've used a lot of time to do setup. Yes, but that's fine. So the next thing is possibly we want to select, we want to select few columns from our database tables. So let's do that. So let's just pick customer ID. So I'm running select star from customer. You can see how I did that just to highlight this. If I highlight a session and I click run, it will only run the highlighted session. So in this case, I want to just select, selecting, let me just say selecting few columns in the database, in the table.
Sorry, please. I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
So I just saw that inside your comment section, you say highlight and then run. So in SQL,
Yes.
is this how it works? Oh,
Yes.
So inside even if I write my comment, I can still run it, even inside the section, inside the comment. Oh, okay.
Inside the comment, sure. You can still run it.
Interesting.
As long as at least you know the session you want to run and so because by the time I highlight, even if I highlight this guy and the guy at the top, it won't cause any issue. You understand? So, and you highlight most of the time if you have a lot of things on your script. So it's always good to guide SQL what you want to run. So because if I don't highlight, imagine I didn't put comment, it will just run everything and you won't even know what is running. So you can also use it to debug. If you're running a script and it's not working fine, you can highlight part of your script just to debug and trace where the issue is coming from. So in this case now, let's just select few columns from our database. I think I should have it also on my slides. So basic query. So yes, so in this one, I have, if you want to select only country, so this is an example you can practice with. If you want to select only country, if you want to select customer name, city, and country, you can do that. So let's go back to our environment. So like I said, let me just pick these first three columns. So if I do select, so I'm just selecting customer ID. So you can see as I'm typing, is giving me suggestions. So I'll just say I need customer ID, comma, customer name, comma, then contact name, right? Then I need to specify that I'm going to, where am I selecting from? Customers. So it will bring me the table and that's it. So if I run this now, it gives me only those columns. And yes, that's the basic, that's where the basic query comes from. So you should be able to, and the reason why this one, as simple as it is, it can transform the way you work as a data analyst. So a real life example, if you work with data engineers, because they have a lot of things they have on their head and they have a lot of requests they are solving, most of the time when you request for data from them, they will give you more than what you ask for. If you say, oh, I just need 2 columns about my customer, they will tell you, see, as a data analyst, you should be able to filter this table. Take the whole bank customer table. And by the time you see the whole bank customer table, you might be seeing like 10, 15 columns or even 20 columns. If you don't know how to write this simple thing by just picking the only thing that is relevant to what you're doing, it will cause issue. So this one can help you to just pick only 2 columns. Yes, Yusuf, your hand is up. Hi, Yusuf.
If it's not asking question, please, I have a quick one.
You have what?
I have a quick question, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
How case sensitive? Is the language sensitive or
No,
not?
no, It's not. It's not.
Okay.
I can write small letter select. You can see, but the environment is the one correcting it.
Cool.
I don't have the luxury of time to be saying use
Okay.
capital letter. But
All right.
in proper SQL environment, it's not case sensitive. But
Okay.
this one, because it's like it's an intelligent environment, so the guy is just doing all this as long as it's giving me what I want. So I'm good with it.
Okay. And then
Is okay, go ahead.
secondly, please, on the left-hand side, on the left-hand corner, we have some other function. Yes, before the table, when you go up, okay, I have SQLite, Material DB, okay, MariaDB, and then so are these also other kind of SQL
Yes, you're
environment?
right. Yes, they are older SQL environment. Yes, they are.
Oh,
MariaDB is a NoSQL environment, and the meaning of NoSQL is not only SQL. So it can do
yeah,
both SQL and
and
non-SQL.
non-SQL. Okay.
But at least our own focus today is this Microsoft SQL. So let's just focus. Let's use that one. But Postgres also is like all these Oracle, MySQL, and SQLite is also SQL is normal SQL environment too. Yes, but like I always say, there are a little bit one or two things that is different in them, but it's so funny in this training you might not see those difference. You understand? But yes. All right, thank you. Isarina Ade. Isarina Ade, your question?
Thank you so. All right, thanks so much. I just want to add that you see more that we end every of our code with that semicolon.
Semicolon. Yes. How will I put it? Is the best practice, and how will I put it? Because if you so this semicolon is just like a full stop in your sentence. You understand? So if I may ask, is it a must that you put punctuation marks in English? I know comma, it is. It is. So because so that if you see it in that way, yes, it means it's good. It's a good practice. You understand? And if you're learning it, why not learn the good thing? You understand? So even me before, exactly. So if you're learning, it's better learn the good thing and get used to it. So it won't cost you. It's just one button, like full stop. So just see it as telling your environment that you are done with that statement. You understand? So this thing is like a sentence. So tell it you're done, which is very good.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, you're welcome. So yes, so I think that's that. So we can even go and touch where we are going today. You know, these ones are basic queries, which are good. And now we know them. So very basic. So what are the two basic queries we work with? Selecting all the columns within your database. And next, selecting few columns within your database. And that's it. So, but now what I will just do, cut this and put it into our comment section. Then go to the next thing, which is called filtering in SQL. Hopefully, our time will be we allow us to do justice to this. But filtering, we use filtering mainly to reduce our data set. You understand? By filtering means we have and the filtering most of the time is it has to do with the rows within the data set. So, and when we are talking about the rows, the powerful guy we'll be talking about here is your where clause. I always call it clause, but yes. Clause. Things now. Am I right with this clause? Things are like class. Shall know it's clause. Clause, CLAUS. This clause is not looking like clause to me. It is close. It's close. So you know, sometimes you type English, it won't look like English to you. So the meaning of clause is that it doesn't make a full sense on its own until you attach it to a statement, to a sentence, or maybe you attach two clauses together, and yes, it gives you a full sense, right? And your clause, works with things that we call operators. These operators, they are plenty, they are much, and 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 the reason why they are important is that they help you to, how will I put it, to turn your statement to like mathematics. That's what they help you to do. So in your operators, you have your equal to, you have your equal to, you have your not equal to means exclamation marks and equal to, or double your greater than and your less than and greater than. Then you have your greater than, then you have your less than, then you have your less than equal to, then you have greater than equal to, then you now have proper English language. I said proper. So you have, is it conjunct or is conjunct, is it conjunct now? Things that are used to join two things together. So I shall know that's and, or, you understand, and or. And is if you have two statements, you have two conditions, and you like to consolidate them into one. So it means you are interested in people that satisfy both conditions. Yes, that's when you use and you use or when you are interested in people that satisfy one of your conditions. So you use and or to bring in multiple conditions. Yes. Then you also have not. So we know not is nothing but a negation. So when you put not on your statement anywhere, it's a negation. Then you also have your in. So in, you use in when you have multiple ors. So when you have multiple ors and 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 you want to make sure that you're able to cross, at least we'll try and do one example for each of these guys and see how it works. Then we have one guy which is a like, which is the like. So you use your like your phone book. So you use like when you don't have the full understanding of even what you are looking for, but you know it's there in your database. So you say, I'm not sure, but if the person's name is like this, then SQL will now bring all the name that are like that. So on your phone book, if you want to call Seun now, you don't have to know my full name. So if you just that person, his name started with S, I think it's E follows. So if you only type S and E on your phone, it will bring the list of people that satisfy that conditions, and that will make you to scroll less on your phone. So rather than you scrolling like maybe 2000 contacts, by the time you put the category S and E, you have just 20 numbers to look at, and that makes your work very easy. Yes, I think I can pause there. So hopefully time will permit us to go through all these guys. But even if not, I've given us a platform, which is your W3 schools. All those things I've mentioned, they are under the where clause. So if you come to W3 schools, if you select where, if you scroll down, you will see all the operators that I've mentioned. I forgot between self, but that's not an issue. So between is when you have a range of value and you don't want to use greater than or less than or equal to. So you can see it's also like English. So you can see your like, you can see your he. And for each of these guys, there are specific examples for each of them, right? And you can come here and say, okay, this equal to, let's try it. So if I want to try equal to, so they will give you a question and the expectation is you solve it. So in this case, we are, let me hold on. Yusuf, I think your hand is up. Or is it for previous session? Is it a previous hand or a new hand? Hi, Yusuf. Okay, that's a previous hand. So let's go ahead. So remember, what we are looking at is what? Filtering. So how do we filter a result? Right? So let's create an English statement. So in this case, where we're doing our where clause, they want product where the price are equal to 18. So you can come here and say, okay, so products with price 18. Simple statement. So in this case, you know that what you're dealing with is the product table, but the condition they're giving you is what? Price is 18. You can come here and say select star. You need all the records from products, where, that's the condition. That's your filtering condition. That's your where clause. Where what? Price. So it will give you all the columns that looks like price. So just select price. And in this case, we are dealing with what? Equal to. So equal to what? 18. We are dealing with the number, then put your semicolon. So this gives a full statement on what you're trying to solve. So select star from product where price is 18. And you can see, so if once you run this, you can confirm from your result. If you go to the price column, you can see, so you can see your where most of the time works on the rows within a column. So that's why you need to specify the column we are interested in is the price. So what the guy will do is it will first of all get all the columns inside product. Then it will now go to the column with price and go and look for the rows where that price is what? 18. You can see very simple. So to go and pick them and give you it as a result. So it's only the columns that satisfies this condition that return to you as a result. Yes, do we have any question? All right. And with that, you can think of any question that have to do with equal to. So just practice, practice, practice. And that's that for equal to. So we can go to greater than. So if I copy all these guys and I put them inside our scripting space, so I can copy this and I say where with price greater than, I can just change this with price greater than 18. So all I have to do is to come here and change the equal to greater than. So we've used this sign also. You can see by just that statement. And if I run this, you will see everything you have now more than 18, right? Everything. Then if we want to do the twin brother, which is what? Less than. So all you have to do, I hope we are able to practice this. I'm just doing copy and paste because I know I don't like typing. So I'll just say less than. So I'll just change the sign to less than. You can see it's very simple and very direct. Once you understand that, oh, what I'm dealing with is this table, then my interest now is in this column, which is the price column, and I'm doing multiple filtering on this price column. So if you can do greater than, you can do less than, right? So you can run. And if you notice, your less than your less than or greater than, it won't include this value, right? It won't include this value. So if I run this, sorry, because I highlighted the 18. If I run this, strictly less than 18, it will now include 18, right? But if I want to include 18, if I want 18 and above, what will I do? If I want to pick less than or equal to 18, so that's less than or equal to, that's what I wanted to get. So if I say price less or equal, less than or equal to 18, then all I have to do is to come and introduce my equal to here next to my less than. And that increased my result because I've included 18. And you can see 18, right? somebody's thinking that what if I have range of values that I want to pick? So if I want to pick where product price is between 15 and 20, you can see the statement what between. So if I want to pick that, all I have to do is to come here and say where price is between 15. So I can say between 15 and 20. Can you see? So I'm giving it an interval. So I can come here and just change where price between. I can just copy this English the way he's looking at me and paste. And you can see he's saying it already. So product with price between 15 and 20. And your between is start and end inclusive. And the power of between is that it works on date. It also works on normal numbers. Yes. So if I execute this, and you can see it only pick values between 15 and 20. You will never see more than that. You can see 20. You can see 15.5 because it's like less or equal to 15. It's greater than or equal to 15. And you can see 15. Yes. So you can see we're just picking them one after the other. Then let's see. Let's introduce not. Since we've done between, let's introduce not. So if I come here, I can keep this and say I need where the price is not between this guy. All I have to do is to come and put where price not. I can follow this. I can follow this method where price not between. And I think I can also move my not to the back of price. Let's see if both of them will work. You can see showing, so I can put my price, my not after the price, before between. So if I run this, it gives me a result. So the meaning of that is anything between 15 and 20, you won't see it in the list. So you can see 21, you can see 10, because they are not between. You can see 9, you can see 14.5, you understand, because they are not between that range. So that's using the first position. And if I come here, I should also be able to put it here. So so it's not price between this guy. So I can also run this, and you can see it's still giving me the result. Right? So just have that by the side that you don't have to cram it. Just know that the main thing is you are interested in the price column and you want values that are not within a specific range. So just put your not anywhere and SQL will be able to pick it up for you. Yes. Do we have any question? Let me see. Okay, so let's see situation where we have, you can see I keep coming back here because I want you to get used to this, what's it called? W3 school environment, so that, I told us we have a lot of things to learn, especially when it comes to filtering, and I'm seeing my time is already more than our time, but let's see how far we can go. So I would like to touch on and or before we go today. Rachel, your hand is up.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Seun.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
ma'am.
everyone. Okay.
Good evening.
I would like to ask a question. I want to ask, can SQL be used for repetitive tasks? Like a task that you probably do on a monthly basis. They have the same set of tables.
Yes, you can use it. So they call something jobs, and they call something procedures. So jobs and procedures are, if you hear bank telling you they are running end of day, they are doing that repetitive task. but it's just that it's not human being that are doing it. It's a set of SQL scripts. So part of the jobs can be maybe you're doing some data transformation, you're building some ETLs. So ETLs is just um, normal script like this, where we are copying information from one database and we are pushing it to another database. You understand? So all those things are like, it's like you say, it's like, when you start from statement, in school, we start from alphabet. From alphabet, we go to 2-letter words, we go to 3-letter words, until we get to level of writing letter. Then when we get to professorship level, like Professor Tayo, you'll be writing papers, you understand? So all those things. So everything is, so SQL is just like the foundation. So when you're conversant with SQL, you now start automating. So that's the reason why people use SQL most of the time. You automate your task. For example, if you're the kind that do a report at the end of the month, so you can make your data retriever to be automated. And when you learn things around SQL, Power BI, and all those analytics too, you can write your script on those environments. It will pull your data set with a click of a button. Once you just click refresh, your SQL will run and your report will be updated. And you are done for the month and you collect your salary. And
Thank you,
sometimes
sir.
you're welcome. And sometimes you might feel bad that you didn't work, but if you don't know how to do all these things, you won't be able to automate it. So what I always tell people is, in the field of data and analytics, you only work once and you can collect salary for 2, 3, 4 years. But for me, after doing the work once, I always look for other things to do that can make the business better. So yes, so the answer is yes. You are expected to, if you know SQL, you are expected to use it to automate a repetitive task. So
Is this
if you're,
something we can, okay, so I'm so sorry, sir. Is this
no,
something
go
we
ahead.
can practice, like at
Yes.
least, okay?
Sure. So the thing is, if, for example, if you're working in a department where they always send Excel file to you every end of the month, there is nothing stopping you from speaking with the person that is sending that Excel file and say, oh, this Excel file, I know you are not the one manufacturing it, you are getting it from somewhere. Is it possible to get access to where you are retrieving this Excel file from? I want to do some additional things. I want to automate some of our tasks. So we won't be waiting at the end of the month and say, oh, it's people from FinCon that have not signed the Excel. And therefore, we sometimes at least I've worked on reports whereby somebody will work for 3 days not sleeping. And I said, no, now in this era, no, you can't be doing that. So eventually we turn what the person will do for 3 days to something with a click of a button. CBN report is out, everybody's report is out. The guy was saying, Seun, wow, you've saved my life. I said, I didn't save your life. I'm working for my salary. So that's it. And that's what you are expected to do with SQL. But people won't just give you SQL environment. If you get to a department and what they've been collecting for years is Excel worksheet, until you learn something like this, you go back to office and say, okay, this person, you can just have a team call. How are you getting this data? Can I get access to a database? If the person say, oh, you need higher right, just speak with your boss. Okay, you are a manager. Don't just, the manager is not for Excel. I need access to SQL database. I've learned 1 or 2 things and I want to implement it to make our report and make us more efficient. You understand? Your boss will be happy. They can even increase your salary and increase your position. Yes. So that's that.
Thank you very much,
Yes.
sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. So so let's look at and or. Apologies, I know I've overshoot my time. That's 10 minutes more, but let's just look at them. Maybe 1 minute. And so your hand, like I said, you have multiple conditions. So in this case, we have, oh, they have used like here. So I don't want to, let me not use them. So like I said, your like is just for, you know what you're looking for, but you don't have the full pictures of what you're looking for. So let me quickly use like, because they use it in that example. So, so if I do, let me just do select stuff from customers. So if I run this, so let me look for customers that their names start from AL. So I can say select list of customers like with the pattern starting list of customers with names starting with AL. You understand? So I don't know the person's name, but I know that this person, his name starts with AL. So your like work with two operators. So your like, it uses two signs. Two signs. One is the percentage. The meaning of percentage is one or more. It can be 10 names or 50 names. Then we have underscore. Underscore is only one character. A, B, C, or D, just one. So we can see how that works here. So if I say your name starts with AL, the meaning of that is it can be ALI, it can be ALLZ. You understand. So I can just come here, I can say where and introduce customer name like what? I will put it because I'm looking for a text. So anytime you are working with string in SQL, it's always advisable you quote it. It's a single or double quote depending on the environment. So I can put AL percentage double quote. So if double quote, I was expecting it to work. If it's not working, I can change it to single quote. But the main thing is anytime you are working with strings, make sure it's quoted. So let me see if this one works. Okay, it's not working in this environment, but in some environment it will work. So let me just use single quotes. Yes, it will work now because it's showing green. But just know that at least, so you can see the only customer within this database that have its customer name customer name starting with AL is what? Alfred. Then you now say, oh, it's Alfred I want to remember. You understand? So that's how AL works. Do we have any question? So you can see this one is on customer. You can use it on city. You can use it on postal code. So maybe the postal code, you only remember the person postal code started with 122. You don't know the last two digits. So you just use 122. So that's how like works. Yes. Do we have any question? So that's that on like. So I said two things. So you can try to check out on how you use the underscore, but the underscore is just you're representing. Let me do an example for the underscore. Yes, see this person now. The contact name is what? Anna. Anna is not okay. The person's city is Bern, Bern, right? So I know that this guy is a 4-letter word and it starts with B. But I don't know the country. I don't know the city. So I can copy this. I can now, let me just copy and paste this. Customers, select list of customers from city with name like, shall I know B, with city name like 4-letter word, letters, 4 letters starting with B. You can see I'm the one cooking up all these things. So I shall know it's starting with B and it has 4 letters. So I can come here, I can say city, like I said the guy started with what? B. I said the guy started with what? B. And it has 4 letters. So I know B is 1, then is remaining 3. I'll just put 3 underscore. 1, 2, 3. Right? So that's the long line. This long line you are saying we have 3 underscores there. So if I run this, the expectation is it should bring out at least something that look like why is it not saying my ban? 1 minute. Let me see something. Is it for BERN? Okay. You pick 3. Why is it not picking it? Strange. I don't know why it's not picking it, but that's the expectation of how so it can also be an issue of the environment. Why is it not saying burn? Okay, wait, let me see something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can see it's using 4. So it means there is something here, they call it leading space, but I can't see it. So, but that's what is making this 4 guy to be 5. But that's another story for another day. But the main thing is you can see. So if I put only 4 character and this guy is seeing space, you understand? So it's not saying it's seeing space, but I didn't accommodate it. That's why it was not picking it before. But just know that at least you use 4-letter. This guy is a 4-letter word, but is having space behind, and that's why we now have to use 5. But it's just let me see if poster, but at least I think that's fine. So his hand, I said we are going. Do we still have time, or I can ramp up here? Do we still have time, Yomi? Okay, so
I think we still do. It's from we've only used 1 hour 15 minutes, so we still have like I think it's for 2 hours, right?
oh, is it 2 hours? I thought it was 1 hour, Yomi.
Oh, I mean, it depends on
Yeah,
everyone.
it
Do we
depends.
think this is
Yes.
enough
Do we think it's enough, or we still have capacity for more? Maybe we can
for
push it
more?
to, yeah,
Yeah, you can
still.
thumbs up if you want him to continue, thumbs down if you don't want him to continue in the chat.
Let's continue, please.
Let's continue. Okay. Okay. So let's see what we can do till 7:30, and we'll know. But and apologies if I'm a little bit fast. It's because I'm looking at my time, so it's making me a little bit more conscious. And I watched the last week recordings, and I noticed it was just short 1 hour, which was very good. But yes, I think part of the thing is the setups and all those things. But if we're good, let's go to another deal. So this one, at least we've done 2 things on the like. So let's go and see how and or works. So what led us here was the and operator, and we can see them using the like within the space. So you can see the customer select all customers from Spain, right? With where that start with. So this question, I will rephrase it. So because this that starts with they didn't specify, maybe it's the customer name or customer or contact name or anything. So but we just had where customer name start with G. So if I come here, so what we're dealing with is the hand operator. I should be able to separate this and call this like. So when you're reading it, you will know this one is like operator. So and operator. So in this and operator, this is the question. So it's so funny that your SQL, the more question you're able to solve with it, the more you can say you know it. So script, because some people say, oh, what are they even doing there? Nothing. It's just you think of a question that you might be requested of or from your database, then you try to solve it. And that's it. And when you go for interviews, they will give you a picture and give you questions. This one you are still writing it. So by that time, they expect that at least maybe by seeing those pictures, you should be able to think of the appropriate script to write in order to answer that question. It's not difficult, but it involves a lot of practice. So now, in this case, you're selecting all customers from Spain with customer name um, from Spain with customer name starting with letter G. Starting with letter G. If you can understand this statement as English, then it will be easier for you to write it in script. So in this case, I know I'm selecting all customers from Spain. So the first thing is which aspect of my data set we have Spain? I think that's country. Is Spain a country? Yes, I think. So first you do select star from customers. So that is your base table. So selecting everything from customers, then you now think of the conditions they are giving you. So they want the person to come from Spain. So you say where country equals, because Spain is a string under your country column. So you need to quote it. You need to quote it as Spain, right? You need to quote it. Then they now said the customer name must start with letter G. So that's two conditions. So I don't just want people from Spain. I also want their customer name and customer name. In this case, I want it to start with letter G. I don't know their name. I just want it to start. So I can just say like, because of that condition, like what? G, and I put a percentage sign. So I'm saying there is a pattern for their customer name that I want to see. And that's what, starting with G. So once you have this, so see the conditions. And one thing about your script is that don't assume that once you write the script, you've done the right thing. No, you still need to validate the result. So if you run it, it will give you a result. Wait, though. I hope this thing is not having space. Wait, let me confirm something. I don't know why it's not saying this Spain. Am I having Spain in my customer? This Spain. Okay, let's see if it's seeing Spain first. So let me see if it's seeing Spain. Why is it not seeing Spain? Okay, 1 minute. So you're saying, okay, let me confirm something. So it's not saying Spain. So I think that's just an issue of, there might be some, wait, I hope my country is not UNTRY country. Let me see Morocco. Let me see Morocco. If I can see Morocco, I will. Because I don't know why it's not saying it. Let me see Mexico. Mexico. Well, all this can be the issue with data formatting. Okay, I think the data formatting is having issue. Let me see. Oh, we are seeing Mexico here. Okay. Wait, let me see the city Berlin. So I think that's the same issue we had with, I don't know why it's not saying all this content though, but okay, so let me say country. At least we know like will work. like Spain. Let me just put SP, then a percentage sign, and customer name. This. Finally, the guy is saying Spain. I don't know why this Spain is Spain, but at least the main thing is, I think there are some leading spaces that I'm not seeing on the database, but it's there. So that's just the thing. So you've seen how like is able to at least save us to some extent. So yes. So this, we've been able to pick them, and if you check their customer name, you can see they are both starting with G. So yes, and that's an issue of clean data set. Yes, so that's just by the way. So we've picked customers from Spain. So we use the like operator to identify that, but your equal to should be able to work if your data set is clean. But maybe because there are some characters I can't see, but the database is seeing it. Maybe it's in the script or something, but that's fine. Yes, so do we have any question on this? So we filtered it with two conditions. One, the country is Spain, and two, the customer name starts with G. And that's it. So then the next one that we would like to mention is the OR. So OR is that if you can satisfy one of the condition, I think you're good to go. So if I cut this out, so if I want customers from Spain and Mexico, see what the English will tell you. English will say, okay, I need customers from, select all customers from Spain and Mexico. So if you read it word for word and Mexico, so if you read it word for word, you might mistakenly go and type select star from select star from customers where country like this, and you now say, okay, this guy should be MAX, Mexico, right? In your mind, you might think, oh, I've written the good thing. But if you look at the country column, customers can only come from one country, right? So you are either from Spain or from Mexico. So if that's the case, then you don't have choice than you can't use hand in that case. Although English might mention it in a way of hand, but you should know as the person writing the script that what they mean here is or. So that's the condition. So you must pick customers from either Spain or Mexico. So if you're selecting this, you can run this. Then if you come here, you will see that that's the list of customers you're having. So you're saying Mexico or Spain. So, and remember when we said or, is that the meaning of or is satisfy one of the conditions. So if you satisfy that, if you satisfy the condition that you are from Spain, then you will be in this result. And if you satisfy the condition that you are from Mexico, then you will also be in this result. And that's why we have two of them. And I think the other thing is you can also introduce not. And I said not is nothing but what? A negation. So if I want you to select customers that are not, select all customers that are not from Spain and Mexico. The meaning of that is you must not be from Spain and you must not be from Mexico, right? In this case, because we don't want you to come from both country, we must use and here, right? So if I say not from this or not from this, it will, how will I put it? it will throw the script off. Throw the script off in, let me show you what I mean. If I put or here and I say not, right? Not Spain, and I say or not this. Now, in this case, because I'm using or, by the time we get to Spain, it will notice that, okay, in this case, you are not Spain, which satisfies this condition, but you are not Mexico. So it will bring you back in. So let me run it. Let me run this, and you will see what I'm saying, that in this case, let me cut this. In this first case, you will still be seeing Mexico and Spain, because by the time you are failing on one, you are passing on the other. If you fail on Spain, so I don't want you to be Spain. So when it says Spain, the guy will want to ignore it. But when the guy look at the other condition and now notice that Spain is not Mexico now, so it will bring it in. Whenever I get to Mexico also, it will be about to ignore it. But when I say Mexico is not Spain, it will just bring it in. So if I run this now, it won't give me what I'm looking for. If I still look at it, I should still see Mexico, and I will still see Spain looking at me. You now say, oh, my script is not working. No, your script, you need to use hand here. So if you use hand, it will negate both of them, and you should never see both of them. So you are not Mexico and you are not Spain. Can you see? You will never be able to find Spain and Mexico. Yes, and it's 7:30. I think we can pause there today. Yes, any question? Any
Yes, sir.
question? Yes, go ahead. So
the percentage sign you used to put there,
which sign? The percentage. Yes, it's the
percentage
like
sign.
sign. Yes.
Okay, like.
So is this like operator? And the reason why I'm using that percentage sign is that we notice that when we use the actual name of that value we're looking for, there are some values we can't see, maybe like space or a special character that is there, but I can't see it. So it's not seeing it. So let me show you what I mean. So if I want to pick Spain, right? So maybe I'm interested in only Spain. If I come here and I say country equals Spain, this guy will not see it. Country equals Spain. Only if the guy have changed his mind. So if I run this, it won't see anything. You understand? So after thinking about it, I say, okay, maybe there is a space here that I can't see. It's not seeing the space. Maybe there is a special character here, but I can't see it. You understand? So that was why we now choose to use the like. So maybe what I will do, I can just go and clean the data set folder. So I can say like Spain, I can SP and put percentage. So if I use this one is able to capture both the text that I can see with my eyes and the invisible text. So if I run this, it works very well. And you can see it's only picking Spain. Well, having said that, if I go to W3 schools, being the owner of the table, if I come here and I say country equals Spain, right? I can go to this try it yourself interface. This space, I can also write SQL. So if I come here, I can cut this off. I can cut this off. You can see where country equals Spain. I can run this here. It works. I will see my result. The same thing. You can see country equals Spain. It works perfectly here because they are the owner of the data, right? So I have to copy, paste, do some transformation before I can get that script that I'm sharing with you. So I think that's why it's having all those issues, but that's not. So you can see it works. And if I come and I use the method that I'm also using, which is the like method, so like SP, and I put percentage here, this guy also works. You can see it's still picking Spain, right? So, but what we've just done, in case if you get to any environment and your data is not behaving the way you want, that shouldn't stop you from doing what you want to do or deliver what you want to deliver. If you know that you can use the like to pick some information you can't even see with your eyes. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. But sir, does that mean when we use like, then we're going to add percentage sign?
Yes. So, you know,
Also,
like I explained.
Also, sir, when we use like, we're not going to write the full meaning of what they're looking for. As you
Yes.
put
So,
SP.
yes. So like I explained, like is, if you come back to this page, you can see like it search for patterns. So that's what your like is used for. It looks for patterns. So the meaning of pattern is I don't have to know everything, right? So this just the main thing. I don't have to know everything. Once I just know the pattern, I can put it there, and like we find other things. So if I come back here and I say like spin, see what will happen. If I say like spin, Spain, it will work in this environment. It will work. But if I come to this environment and I say like Spain, it won't work, because it will ask you that, okay, Spain, I'm seeing more than Spain here, and you only want Spain. But if I say Spain and percentage sign and any other thing that follows, then it will work, because those characters are there, but we can't see them. Does that make sense? So,
Yes,
but like I said, I know the class might be a little bit fast and all those things. Good. You have W3 schools. Just take your time and say, okay, today I've learned two things: how to select few columns and how to filter. And to filter, I have some operators that I can filter with. And I've learned about the like operators. I've learned about and. I've learned about or. I've learned about not. I've learned about between. So let me take my time, just go through this guy one by one. If I come here, this is and. I will sit down, take a good cold water, and while I'm zipping that, I'm reading through the hand operators and I'm practicing it. You understand? And if you don't want to do the issue of installation and all those things, on this environment, you don't have to go anywhere. Just go to the try it yourself. Open two pages so you won't be going up and down. Just open two pages, one for try it yourself and the other one for the proper one, proper reading. So you are reading on this page and you're trying on this page. So this one is where you can write your script. Any new thing you've learned, practice it. You can come here, copy and paste. Make sure you understand that concept before you move to the next one, because it's not a matter of rushing and knowing everything. No, if you can just know and how today, go and rest. You still have 7 days in a week. You understand? Don't rush it. Make sure you take your time to learn the concept, understand it, and be able to master it yourself and be able to implement it anywhere you want it. And I always tell people, don't cram anything. Come here if you know you're interested in SQL, learn how it works, practice it, and let it be. So by the time you get to your place of work and you notice you needed one or two of it, then you can always come back to this platform, read about it, implement it on your own environment, then you will see how it works. And if you have any question, we have WhatsApp group. You can drop it there. We have a lot of mentors that know how to use these tools. And that's why we are here for you. Yes, any question? Any other question?
So I have a question also.
Please
So
go
I
ahead.
would like to ask your data, the one you did and the one that you got from GitHub, pasting it on. I tried using my SQLite like you did, fine. But when I use it on my SQL Workbench,
MySQL.
I wanted to use it. Yeah, my SQL Workbench. So I wanted to use it locally, but it's throwing error. Is it because you have a lot of tables that you are creating?
Yeah, so what's the error? Which error? What error was it saying?
When I'm trying to run it.
Let me see my workbench too.
Oh, can I come in? Okay, so
yes,
I noticed there are some variants there. So we have to we update the script, the one that can work with my SQL. So my SQL instruction method, especially with date format and something.
Oh, okay. So that table is actually SQL, Microsoft SQL. So
Yes,
let's
it's
say you have Microsoft. So we need to do, okay, well, I can work on it and we get the, like Yomi said, that we get the
one that will work with the MySQL. We'll send it to
the
them.
MySQL, yes. MySQL, SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. Why is it not showing? Oh, the thing have disappeared. It has disappeared. Okay. Okay. Yes, so we look at it and make sure at least. So if we have to create two scripts, but that date format, I always run from date format, but it's fine. So yes, any other question? So if there are no questions, I think that's it from me. Then, Yomi, do you have anything for them?
Sorry,
Any?
apologies. Apologies.
Go ahead.
I never knew I was muted. So
Oh, okay.
I think impressive one. So I followed through and I've been able to run through the process as you're actually taking us through the lecture. So I want to ask, because you mentioned of how you have a WhatsApp group where we can hardly express our question in case we
Yes.
have. So how do we get in onboarded?
Oh, so Yomi, do you have
No,
those link?
Dr. just dropped the link in the chat.
Okay, good,
So I
good,
think there's a link in the chat now.
Okay, yes. So please use the WhatsApp link. Yes, to join the group. Yes, it's fine. So you can. Yes, please, where can we access the recordings to this meeting? Yes, we always drop our recordings. Yomi, do you want to drop the previous recording? So we can drop the previous recordings, and funny is the people that are on our WhatsApp group that they will see the recordings. So if you're not on the WhatsApp group, make sure you join. And possibly if you join next week, we can drop the recording session for this week. So like I think I was just watching the one for last week. So let me see. Yes, this is the one for last week. So I can drop the one for last week. So yes. Yes, so I think that's it. Any other question? And please like our page. Subscribe and like. Please, two things that
Yeah,
we want you
I
to do
want.
for us. Subscribe and like. You can see only 7 likes plus my own. So once you watch it, if it's good, like it and recommend. Share it on your other groups too. Tell people about us. And yes, I think that's it from me. Thank you for joining, and over to you, Yomi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the training and everything today. It's been a very informative one. So we will be well, the video and the resource that is used is going to be published on YouTube, and we'll share the link with us. Also for the SQL query, we actually send the formats that we work on the MySQL workbench with you. We'll share that with you probably by tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining. We'll continue the class next week, Saturday, the same time. All right. I think let's have a wonderful day on the day here spent. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everyone, have a wonderful week. Bye.
All right. Bye. I think we need to stop recording.